Please rise. Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'd like to open our ceremony with the words of E. E. Cummings. Thank you, God, for this amazing day, for the leaping, greenly spirits of trees, and a blue, true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. Tom and Kristen wish to welcome you, family and friends. Each of you has played an integral role in their lives, so it is fitting that you are here today to share in this celebration of their commitment to one another as they join their lives in marriage. Marriage is one of the great milestones in life. And as we all know, life's greatest moments are best experienced with the people we love. Marcel Proust wrote, "Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom." And today, in this beautiful garden, your presence is a testament to the incredible amount of love and support that Kristen and Tom have in their lives. Your presence also symbolically represents those loved ones who remain close at heart, in particular, Tom's father, Tom, who is lovingly remembered this day with gratitude and respect. On this beautiful afternoon, in this glorious setting, we celebrate with Kristen and Tom the love that they share, and the hopes they hold for their future together. May each of us be enriched for having shared this day. In our conversations and time spent planning their ceremony, it was clear to me that Kristen and Tom shared a true kinship. So I wasn't surprised when, in describing how their relationship evolved, they expressed similar sentiments. How, from their initial meeting, in which fittingly music played an essential role, each was immediately drawn to the other. How, over those first few weeks and months, their friendship grew slowly and comfortably, and how, in very little time, they began to see with their hearts what was right. There is a natural order to the way Tom and Kristen fit each other and interact, and to all that is their life together. As our beautiful surroundings remind us, the cycles of life move ever onward, making marriage the next logical step in their growth, evolution, and blossoming. To that end, I invite Adam Husarek to share the words of Alan Watts.
Sorry, I'm not very good at these kind of things. I'm extremely nervous, and I'm going to try not to ruin this. I need to be louder? Okay, sorry. Suppose I were to take a bottle of ink, smash it against the wall. Smash! We all know what we would expect at first. Initially, it would be very dense in the middle. It would be one blob of ink. But as time goes by, and we wait patiently, we would see the ink would begin to drip and drizzle, form into little droplets. Eventually, those droplets would separate, and each one of them would be unique in their own way. We could give them a name if we wanted to. Now, approximately 13.7 billion years ago, at least that's what the scientists tell us, there was an event that took place in the middle of nothingness. It was called the Big Bang. It was a massive explosion. And just like that bottle of ink, it began very dense, and over time it spread out. And it formed solar systems and galaxies and everything that's around us today. Now when I look out at each one of you, when I look at Tom, when I look at Kristen, I don't see Joe Dokes or John Smith or Jane Smith or any other name you might want to call yourself. I see, quite literally, the primordial force of the universe. For we are an aperture that the universe is looking through so that it can examine itself and perceive itself in all its magnificent glory. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. From the beginning of our lives, we know that love is the power that comforts and protects us. And it is the one thing we can depend on to help us navigate the changes and transitions in life. Tom and Kristen, you are surrounded by these trees, as solid and enduring as your love for each other. Trees may seem to stand alone, but it is their closeness and their shared canopy of leaves which allows them to hold the water they need for life. Their roots spread wide and tangle as they lean on each other for support. As the trees pass through the seasons, they are showered with rain, blown by the wind, and warmed by the sun. Through it all, they continue slowly and steadily growing together. And it is together, through work and faith in yourselves, faith in each other, that you built your relationship to what it is today. An honest love that values and respects the individuality and equality of each, while forming a supportive and caring partnership that addresses the joys and challenges of the world with joined hands and hearts. Mark Twain wrote that marriage makes of two fractional lives a whole. It gives to two questioning natures a reason for living. It brings a new gladness to the sunshine, a new beauty to the earth, and a new mystery to life. Today, you bring your own unique personalities, dreams, and visions for your life together into one collective vision. You're already ahead of the game because you value each other and you know not to take love for granted. You are and have been there to care for one another, to laugh together, share music and secrets, and to fully appreciate the little everyday moments that make life worth living. You admire and respect each other's intellect, wit, and eccentricities. You both appreciate the world around you, and you are true partners in adventure, exploring both the brilliant and the silly, perfectly content in each other's company, whether enjoying a hike in North Georgia, discussing the merits of Star Wars and Mystery Science Theater 3000, or sharing music together with your beloved June and Ursula and your exceptional felines at your sides. There has always been an ease of communication between you, and your lives have become intertwined in such an easy, natural way that you can't imagine life without the other. Continue to enjoy each other every day, and may your love be a source from which you draw strength and inspiration to live your lives with enthusiasm and imagination, hope and meaning. Today, Tom and Kristen each bring their own rich histories to this union, and at this time, they wish to acknowledge and thank you, their parents, for your unconditional love and support throughout their lives. You have inspired them to be the people they are today, and you are an irreplaceable part of their past, present, and future. This day and every day, Tom and Kristen love, respect, and appreciate you. And while marriage is often thought of as the union of two individuals, in reality, it is much more encompassing. Tom's beautiful daughter, Inea, joins you today in love and unity, and we honor her and the significant role she plays in this marriage and in your lives. Each of you weaves your own unique color into the tapestry of the family. In a marriage, that moment when falling in love is replaced by the more challenging staying in love. The words in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, etc., set love in the temporal context in which it achieves its meaning. As time goes on, one begins to fully love the other as a result of shared memory and experience. In that spirit, I'd like to invite Andrea Wallace to share an excerpt from Marjorie Williams' The Velveteen Rabbit.
It's on 2 pages. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me? What is real? Asked the rabbit one day when they were laying side by side near their nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the Skin Horse. It's just a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the Skin Horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, he asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the Skin Horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get all loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand.
Thank you. A marriage is more than a wedding. At its heart, a marriage is built and kept on the promises made by two people committed to sharing their lives together. And so I ask each of you now to make these promises. Thomas Craig, do you pledge to share your life with Kristen Kate, to love, honor, and care for her, to cherish her, and encourage her growth and fulfillment through all the through all the changes of your life?
Yeah, I do.
Kristen Kate, do you pledge to share your life with Thomas Craig, to love, honor, and care for him, to cherish him, and encourage his growth and fulfillment through all the changes of your life?
Yes, I do.
We know there is something extraordinary here, something ineffable. Else, why would artists, composers, and poets have tried for centuries to capture its essence? Some of the most moving illustrations can be found in the words of the 13th century poet Rumi, which Lance Cox will now share with us.
When I'm with you, we stay up all night. When you're not here, I can't get to sleep. Praise God for these two insomnias and the difference between them. I am your moon and your moonlight too. I am your flower garden and your water too. I have come all this way eager for you. Without shoes or shawl, I want you to laugh, to kill all your worries, to love you, to nourish you. I am bewildered by the magnificence of your beauty and wish to see you with 100 eyes. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about language, ideas, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
Today, we acknowledge what has come before and celebrate all that lies ahead. Tom and Kristen, I invite you now to share your vows, and we'll begin with Kristen.
So I'm going to try to get through this without crying. I tend to be a crier, so. Dear sir, meaning you, tall man with glasses standing next to me. Yeah, you. I think that anyone here who knows you would agree that describing all the things that make you beautiful and unique is unbelievably hard. But in searching for the right words, I came across part of a Celtic blessing that simply sums up what you are to me. You are the star of each night. You are the brightness of every morning. I am so happy to have you in my life for all the ways that you enrich it with your passion versus obsession for music. And so grateful for all the little extra things you do to take care of me and show me that you love me, like kissing me on the forehead, or like waking up at 5:45 in the morning to make me coffee when you otherwise wouldn't have to get up until noon. I can't promise you that I will be perfect or that I will never say an unkind word, but I can swear to you my loyalty, my devotion, and that I will work as hard at our marriage as I do at everything else, so that I can keep you the star of my nights and the brightness of every morning for life.